Welcome to the RSP NFL Lens. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. Let's take a look at Cam Akers, who's had a resurgence late this year. And that's always nice to see, especially when you've had a back who had a devastating injury like an Achilles tear. This is a nice run for him, gain of 16 yards. And you can see here that he does a really nice job of pressing this crease. Watch the tight end and the two tight ends here with their double team. And they move that double team to the inside. Watch Akers. He starts towards the outside shoulder of that outside tight end. And he continues to press until he gets about a step away from that defender. And that press to the outside leaves that nice crease inside here, where he's also got the help of his center to help seal anything on the second level there. So he does a good job of pressing forward. That pushes this linebacker right here towards that outside shoulder. See how he starts? The linebacker starts on the inside shoulder, but as Akers continues to press to the outside, that moves the linebacker to the outside shoulder very deep to this point so that Akers can then make the bend right back inside, force 47 to miss his angle, and get that 16-yard gain. We're going to watch it one more time from the end zone view, and you're going to see it in more dramatic relief here with watch 47. He's on the outside shoulder, or the inside shoulder to begin with right here. He's in the crease, but Akers stays true to that track to the outside shoulder. That moves the linebacker, and he makes a nice little hip opener right there. See how he points the toe? Right there. Points the toe, opens the hips, dips back to the inside, gets 16. I thought Akers was one of the better receiving prospects at his position in his draft class a few years ago. And certainly route running is an area where you wanted to see all backs get a little bit better. But when you talk about just most of the targets that they're going to see, like checkdowns like this out to the flat, what you want to see is just how good they are in the open field. And Akers now back to full health. Nice little dip inside to spin through the reach and then fights hard to get extra yards at the end here. And that's kind of the thing you always saw with Akers, is that he was a pro-size back with the pro-size side speed contact balance profile. That nice little dip downhill to get inside the linebacker, that's really nice. Contact balance to be able to spin through. Nice tight spin too, so that once he gets off of that defender, that tight spin gets him off of the reach of this defender here. But he's also now still facing downhill on the defender over top of him and making it difficult for that defender to get a square hit on him. Nice work. Let's take a look at it from this angle here with Mayfield checking down. Here comes that little dip. Here's the quick spin. Good finish. Very next play. Similar target here. Nice job making the first man miss. Nice little cut right there, pulling through the reach, making the second man miss, and really kind of breaking through 3 tackles. Watch this cut right here. Nice hard stab to the outside. Gets that inside foot down so that he can flip his hips. And then that defender's just reaching for him high, and you're not going to be able to beat Cam Akers at full health reaching for him high. He's going to pull through that. Now he's able to kick his feet up right there. See how he has the high knees and kicks his feet up through that backside reach right there? That's really nice too. So you're seeing a back who is, not having to think in the open field, who trusts his body again, who's able to make some dynamic movement with the swift cuts, using the free hand to pull through. Watch him kick the legs up, kick the first leg up, kick that second leg up. He's able to pull through that pursuit right there and then drop his pads and finish. Just in case I don't see a ton of pass reps, one of the things that I have seen early on in this game is that he is identifying the correct defender who he needs to be assigned to, and he does get square so that he can help out if the double team doesn't get to the defender. He does a good job there of cleaning up as well, opening up the field for Mayfield. And here's some nice work out of counter. Akers was a good gap runner at Florida State. You see him do a good job pressing towards the inside shoulder of his backside puller, and then rides it to the outside, gets away from the trash there, and watch him work inside. He realizes that the leverage advantage is to the force defender on the outside here. Watch him squeeze and hug inside number 81 on that block there to get past the line of scrimmage and get himself 5 yards on the play. We're going to watch it one more time from the inside here. You can see following the backside shoulder of the backside puller, work his way around, and right here he understands that he's not going to be able to get outside here. He needs to cut this back inside. He makes a nice little hop into that cut, plants his foot, bends right through there, squeezes past, makes it a tough tackle for 3 defenders who just try and wrap him high. This is a nice gain here for 21 yards with the Broncos basically down huge at this point. And you're going to see a nice crease in the middle of the field off of the double team. And you can see the backside blocker doing a good job of kind of framing himself away from the defender without holding him and screening him off. And then you have that second level block right here. And all that's nice. He just hits that straight downhill. You know, there's nothing here to look at other than he's just being nice and patient without getting too, fast with the burst, but he's able to get downhill. But watch what he does here. He hugs this second level block by the receiver here, getting really tight to it, outside shoulder back to the inside. So he presses that. That gives the chance for possibly the safety to overrun the play. It keeps the defense in terms of the secondary on the left flat to stay there, and he hangs there and then hugs that, and then he makes his move to try and dip outside and nearly beats that safety there. Let's watch it one more time because this is nice work. Game 3 here, nice work with the combo or the trio of blockers here, but then right there, works outside in, presses that tight. He's hugging that block. When you do that, it keeps these defenders to the left side. It forces this safety to potentially overrun the play, and he's nearly able to bounce outside or bounce back to the inside of him. You're really starting to see some of the old Cam Akers show up, and that's really an encouraging sign for his career because, dynamic movement, the ability to press inside the line of scrimmage right here, hug that block, ride along the wave. See how he's working from each shoulder of these blockers downfield. He's not immediately going outside. He's kind of riding the wave, tight alongside there. He's able to pull through a reach of a defensive lineman and then get downhill pretty quick and get his pads into that defender. I mean, it's not an amazing run, but what you're seeing is a combination of a player who's showing some of that burst, some of that power that he showed at FSU, and a little bit more refinement with how to follow blocks, how to press and kind of ride that wave across so that he can maximize his yardage. Because when you ride that wave across right here like that, you have defenders still working towards that inside and feel like they have to get inside, and that gives them a chance to get a little bit more to the outside or make a cut off of that. It's nice to see Akers show the quickness you want in this area of the field to be able to work inside, recognize that he has an opportunity to bounce it. He's got 2 unblocked defenders here, and he's able to beat the one with the best leverage to the edge and push his way through and ward off the defender with that stiff arm there. So you can see the short area quickness, the acceleration, pretty good. Another good example here against the Packers with that little jump stop right there to cut back inside. That's pretty. Look at it one more time. Right there. And then accelerate through, stiff arm, third stiff arm. Gets himself to the edge with 3 stiff arms here just to ward off reaches, playing at a nice pace. That's good looking. Let's see it one more time from the end zone view. Watch this. Unblocked defender right here in the hole. What does he do? Nice little dip inside. High knees. Stiff arm, final stiff arm. Here's some of that power on display. As I said, you can't wrap him high. Here's a linebacker wrapping him high right there in the hole. And he's going to get himself another 4 or 5 yards here, most of it on his own, just by being able to turn through the contact at number 59 right there. Turn through it and get the push, and then he gets some help by his lineman. Once again, Akers showing some savvy with pressing his blockers. This one's out in space. You get yourself a nice little screenplay with your two linemen right here. And watch him work towards that inside shoulder right here. See? He's in the middle of the field, stays kind of at least towards that inside blocker a little bit more. Maybe he's not in the inside shoulder of the blocker, but he's in the middle of these guys. That forces the defensive back to work to the inside. And now he can cut back to the outside, and he gets himself about another 10 yards on that play because of the fact that he understood how to press the crease. Stay inside. He's in between these two defenders. Just enough. Force the defender inside, bounces it outside, gets the other 10. One of the common themes I'm seeing from Akers is that he's running hard. You can see that he finishes strong. He's getting his pads low. He's able to push through. Yeah, he's getting help. He's getting a push from his lineman, but he's keeping his feet, and he's getting these guys to help him out. And so right in here, he's getting in low. He's able to keep his feet. Now the push. And that's the type of thing you want to see from your backs. Jonathan Taylor does this very well. Nick Chubb does this very well. Cam Akers getting skinny through there, maintaining his balance. Great work. Now, this is a loss, but I love what I see from Akers on this play in terms of his movement skills, because you're going to see this mismatch here with the edge defender against the receiver getting penetration right here. But watch Akers. See how he's able to flip his hips right there downhill that well? Look at that. That's a very efficient flip of the hips. That gets him downhill, and now he can start to bend his way back around. And while he gets tackled by a defender here who's unblocked, he had the makings of a nice cutback here, and he did a lot of good work to do that. Now, you could argue that right here, if he stays downhill, he's got yardage, but he's reading the leverage correctly with this defender. So he's probably not going to get there. He has to cut this back, and the defender gets him. But let's watch it one more time from this point of view. Look at that little cut. Very efficient change of direction here. That's a back at, back to full health to be able to make these types of moves. Some encouraging signs here from Cam Akers. Another nice press downhill. Two unblocked defenders in the crease. And I think he sees pre-snap the way this play is going to develop. He's got two double teams. This is a duo. He works towards the first duo. Reads the line here. Sees he's got more defenders on the left side anyway. Makes that nice press within about a step of his nearest blocker, and then rides that wave to the backside there, nearly getting the first down. Let's look at it one more time. And you're going to see, with counter, with zone, toss, duo, he's looking good. And that's a very decisive run with nice acceleration here. Once again, with the press, the cut, riding the wave backside, accelerating through. Great display here by Akers against Seattle. Watch him work downhill. There's some penetration off the play side, and then the backside pursuit down the line. He has to change direction there. And then watch this. Gets downhill, and he ends up taking some contact right there by 27, by 56 high. He's able to balance touch, keep that knee high. See how he keeps that front leg high right here? He's able to step through that with the balance touch and turn away. Really nice balance there by Akers. Let's watch it one more time from this angle. Nice cutback. Again, opening the hips. Really efficient cutback there. Gets hit on the side, maintains that balance. Gets ping-ponged into the linebacker. Works off of that. Balance touch, knee high, so he can stay on his feet and dig through that. Once again, Cam Akers creating, and this time at the line of scrimmage, where there's a little bit of, there's a tight crease here. It's kind of quartered off. Does a nice job of finding the backside crease, getting skinny and spinning through. Let's watch it one more time this way. There's the penetration. Nice dip back to the inside. Anticipates the crease right here, and then just gets through it. He just anticipates it and doesn't hesitate at all. Gets skinny right through it, and beautiful spin. This is the Cam Akers that I think a lot of people hoped would develop in the NFL, and I think we're seeing signs of that. Yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed. The footwork, the mobility, the contact balance. Look at that nice little hip opener right there. Get away from the first defender, then totally open the hips to get 90 degrees, and then get downhill quick inside that backside defender. Lower the pads. See how he's the one initiating the contact with his pads. Watch this. Leans into the defender there with that pad level. He's attacking first. The best runners know how to do that. He's really leaning in and hitting that defender, knocking him down, using the arm to clean up a little bit, and getting some nice yardage here. Let's look at it all the way through. This is a pretty short yardage run here from Cam Akers, just because linebacker in the crease, opens the hips to avoid it. Nice little jump step there, leading into the hip opener, gets downhill, attacks, turns nothing into something. This is a confident looking runner right now. I mean, a lot of times young runners, even on toss plays like this, when they're newer in the league, they may have run this 100 times in college and played it well, but sometimes they overthink things. He sees the pursuit here, cuts it back inside within 2 steps to get downhill, accelerates, gets a nice gain out of that. Let's look at it one more time here, and you can see he's got most of the second level. Well, you get the shift right there, but he can see right here that he's not going to get that edge. Doesn't do anything here, but just 2 little steps downhill, flips the hips. He's very good at flipping his hips and changing direction. I mean, this is a back who, I mean, again, we talked about the Achilles injury. When you can make cuts like this, these stop-start moves like that, make people miss, it's nice work. I mean, it's not an easy thing for, if he had lingering effects here, he would not be able to make this type of sharp movement